One of the questions I get on a regular basis is how many units I should order when I launch a new product. It's very important that you get that number right, because if you order too many, you've got too much inventory and you've wasted your capital. If you've got too few, you're going to run out of stock, potentially killing your launch and your listing and losing money that way as well. So, what data do we look at to determine how many units to order, and what are the other factors that we have to take into account? That's what I'm going to answer for you right now in this video. Okay, let me show you how we look at the data to determine how many products we should order in our first order. I think that the data can be very difficult to look at, especially if you're comparing sellers that have a lot of sales and are ranked really, really well versus sellers that maybe aren't doing as good of a job as they could. So it's difficult to understand how good of a job you're going to do and understand how many units to order, right? So what we do is we use our program called Data Dive. And what you're going to do is you're going to use the Helium 10 extension and go to X-ray. And you're going to search for the term that has most likely in the first two pages, the most popular and relevant search term that has in the first two pages all of the 10 to 20 best sellers of that product. Because what we're trying to figure out is how are they getting their sales. Then we're going to sort by sales, and we're going to start selecting the best sellers. Now, notice I skipped the sponsored products. What I'm doing is I'm choosing if there's a sponsored and an organic, like there are for these two. I'm going to choose the organic instead of the sponsored. The sponsored could be a different variation or a different ASIN and might not have the same keyword ranks as the organic. And we want the one with the best keyword ranks. So if only the sponsored was here, I would still select it. I would, because it has a lot of sales. We've sorted by sales. So after I get done selecting anywhere from 10 to 20 of these, I'm going to be selective as to the type or style that I'm doing. I'm not going to do these hanging ones. So let me deselect that one and that one, right? I'm going to try to select all of the similar products that I'm looking to sell. All of these are either baskets or diaper caddies. They serve the same functionality, so I'm going to do a broad search that way. But I could go back and only select, if I want to select this felt one, I might only go back and select just the felt ones. But after I've selected a bunch of them, I'm going to hit dive and I'm going to log in, and it's going to pull up. After a couple minutes, it's going to create a sheet just like this. This is what we call a master keyword list. Now, this would normally take hours to create and recreate with all the data that is here. And this is what we've been teaching in seller systems and the inner circle for years on how to create a sheet like this. Data Dive does it all in just a matter of minutes. And the good part is that we're going to be able to use this data to determine how many units we should order if we decide to move forward with this product. Now, analyzing the product, going deep and understanding the risk involved, or understanding how much opportunity there is with the product, that's a completely different lesson. So we're going to skip all of that for today. I probably don't recommend doing a diaper caddy, but let me show you exactly what we're looking at here. We've got the best sellers that we've selected here. We've got a bunch of information about them in this box here, and then we've got their ranks on the keywords. We've got all the keywords, the search volume, and the relevancy in this column here. Relevancy is calculated based on how many are ranked, how many of these competitors are ranked well for this keyword. Logically speaking, the more that are ranked well, the more likely that that's a relevant keyword. So what I'm going to do is now look at these ranks and make sure, and these the relevancy here, and I'm going to go through these keywords and take away any keywords that I don't think I can make sales from. So I'm going to look for misspellings. I'm going to look for irrelevant keywords that have maybe a different type of material, different color, maybe some of the brand names I want to get rid of. So I'm going to go to the exclude the keywords tab here, and you can see that I've done that. I've taken away all of these keywords. I come back over here, I apply the filter, and then now I've got a pretty cleaned up list. Now, what this is telling me is that these best sellers here, if I look at these 4 best sellers, this one is on 55% of the total potential search volume of keywords that drive sales for this product. Now, we filtered the keywords that drive sales for this product to be at least 500 search volume and at least a relevancy of 3. That is a total combined search volume of 1.2 million for over the 500 best. And then we've got 219 visibles, 500,000 search volume. This guy's on 276,000 search volume. Now, of the 55%, he's generating 8,000 sales, almost 9,000 sales a month, but he's got 11 outlier keywords. The guy next to him has 30 outlier keywords with over 400,000 search volume. Now, an outlier keyword is going to be a keyword that is only 1 or 2 of the sellers on this entire list are taking advantage of. And so we can go over here and actually see what those are. And you can see that of these outlier keywords for the second bestseller, we've got 9, 14, 17, 11. These are the ranks on these keywords, and it's sorted by search volume. So let's see what they are. Newborn essentials, must-haves, baby stuff for newborn, baby items, baby must-haves. It's a lot of very generic keywords that this guy has done a really great job ranking. He's very good at Amazon. As you can see, he's got an orange color, which indicates that he's very good at Amazon, or he's good at Amazon. And these other generic keywords are very difficult to index for, but you have to be able to identify them and build them into your listing and market towards them. And it can take longer to rank for those keywords, but he's done a phenomenal job doing that, more so than the other guys. And his sales are only 6,600, but that can be explained as well. His ranks aren't as low. All right. So he's going to convert a little bit less. His price point is the same, but it's a basket style versus this caddy style that has more pockets. So maybe this is just less desirable. And so that's a really good indicator as to which one would be more desirable. You've got a big jump in sales here for another one with pockets, even though they have less search volume, but they do have 835,000 outlier keywords. Lily Miles has done a great job as well on those generic keywords and outlier keywords. So that, what we're doing is we're looking at these best sellers here, and we can go all the way down the list to the 5th bestseller, 6th bestseller, 7th bestseller, and it kind of goes in order down. And we're trying to find out how many can we expect to sell. And my strategy has to do with, okay, what percentage of search keywords using this data and this information, because I have the roots, I have the exact keywords, I can come in here and I can build my listing, and I can look at how good of a job they've done with ranking juice, and I can really build my listing better than them. But at the same time, it takes time to rank. I don't have any reviews. So how many do I need to order? How many do I expect I can sell in the first 3 months? Given that I might want to order 3 months or, of inventory. And the answer is that I think I'm not going to be able to beat the oranges like in the first order. It's going to take me a little bit of time, but I think I can beat these okay sellers in or at least match them without the outlier keywords. I think I can at least kind of match those guys in that by month 2, month 3. So what I'm looking at is I'm going to take these yellow guys and I'm going to see what the minus the best sellers with these outliers. I'm going to see kind of what their sales are. I've got 1,000, 2,600. This guy's an orange with 2,000. Here's another orange who's done a better job with these keywords. A good basket seller, but hasn't really crushed the outlier keywords. They're only making 1,600 sales a month, 1,300. I think I'm going to be more in this middle range of 1,100, 1,000, all the way through to 2,600. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to take an average of, these sellers in here, and looking at this data, looking at the keywords that they've done a good job ranking for, the roots that they've done a good job ranking for, the search volume, making sure that there aren't any outlier keywords driving a lot of sales that I don't think I can rank for very quickly. I'm going to assume that I can, and I've proven this over and over with, over 150, 200 launches over the last year, that I think I can beat these guys in the first couple months. So I'm going to take these numbers, I'm going to kind of average them, and I'm going to assume that I'm going to be able to sell 1,500 units per month to be on the safe side. So I hope that this was helpful in helping you understand how to calculate how many units you're going to want to order for that initial order. Remember, it's going to be a calculation that involves the lead time at the factory. It could be 2 weeks, it could be 4 weeks. You need to understand how you're going to ship it here. If you're shipping it by air, you need an additional 4 weeks for that to happen. If you're shipping it by sea, there are lots of delays right now. The boat is getting stuck off the coast. So we're accounting for at least 10 weeks there as well. And then I want you to give yourself a buffer, 2 or 3 weeks at least, where the product is launched and started going, so that you can understand whether you're going to want to order more, and you can get a better idea of how well it's selling and how good you were at ranking it. For more information on how to create a master keyword list, I walk you through that in a free masterclass that you can find on seller-systems.com. If you need any additional help, feel free to reach out. Thank you for using Data Dive. I'm Brandon Young, and I'll see you on the other side.